What do we do with Conor McGregor? He's set to make his return this year, but who against and at what weight class? Conor is 2-3 in his last 5 fights. The 2 wins were a 2020 KO over Donald Cerrone and a 2016 KO over Eddie Alvarez. So he's only got 2 wins since 2016. The 3 losses were 2 losses in 2021 to Dustin Poirier and 1 loss in 2018 to Khabib. I think realistically, there's only a handful of people that are appropriate for Conor to fight in his return. Has to be a big name, but it also has to be a winnable matchup. The first person that comes to my head is Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler is never in boring fights. Every fight that he's in is a potential fight of the year. He has wins over Tony Ferguson and Dan Hooker. He's got losses to Charles Oliveira, Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje. He's fought nothing but the best. And I think him and Conor would match up really, really well. It's a winnable fight for Conor, but it's also a dangerous fight. And then we have Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson no longer ranked. This is a fight Tony's been calling for years. I think it would be a really good fight, another winnable fight for Conor. And then we have Dustin Poirier for that 4th rematch. You know there's going to be something that Conor wants to get back. Maybe not straight away. Maybe he's going to get a win first and then call for it, but I do think it's going to be something that he's going to want to get back. Conor's also come out and said he's been offered the coaching role in The Ultimate Fighter, and that is exactly what The Ultimate Fighter needs. The viewership and everything else has just been dwindling. It's just gone to shit. Last season, I don't think anybody watched it. It was Amanda Nunes and Juliana Pena. It was fucking terrible. The year before that was Brian Ortega and Alexander Volkanovski. Again, terrible. So I think Conor is exactly what The Ultimate Fighter needs. He's obviously coached it before in the past and done very well. Tony Ferguson came out and said he's been offered a coaching role in The Ultimate Fighter, but he's not come out and said directly he's been offered it with Conor. That would be fucking incredible. That would revitalize The Ultimate Fighter and really get people to tune back in. I did also think Conor could possibly fight Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker has now been matched up against Jalen Turner at UFC 285 and George Masvidal. But as we now know, Masvidal is set to take on Gilbert Burns at UFC 287. There's not an awful lot of people Conor can really fight on his return. I think it's likely to be in the welterweight division, but someone from lightweight moving up. Conor is going to want to fight a big lightweight, I think anyway. In welterweight, I'm just trying to think of someone who would also be good for The Ultimate Fighter. Colby Covington, that fight would never happen in a million years. That's a terrible matchup for Conor. But could you imagine the fucking absolute chaos of them two trying to coach against each other? That in itself would make it fucking worthwhile. I think whoever Conor fights on his return, it's going to be absolute fireworks. It's going to be on a pay-per-view that sells over 1 million buys. I want to see Conor fight Michael Chandler or Tony Ferguson. These are the 2 fights that make the most sense to me. Comment down below who you want to see Conor fight. Do you think Conor will even return this year? Let me know. And subscribe if you enjoy MMA content. Thank you so much.